Right, so today we are going to do something like this, a laundry flyer for a friend's business, and he said he was going to print to put out there. So we're going to run this flyer. Now, this is your workspace. Before I do anything when I'm working, what I like to do, I like to draw a bleeding point, especially for printing. I like to draw a bleeding point. Why? I want to have, when it comes to alignment, I want to make sure that the alignment in the left and the right, the top and the bottom are equal. So what I do is I just use my rectangle tool, which you just click on the rectangle tool or you press the letter U. You click on the rectangle tool, then you draw a box. Now, if you draw it free-handedly, you don't get a square, a perfect square, right? To get a perfect square, you hold your shift key down, then you drag. There you have the perfect square. You can notice that the width and the height are still the same, right? The width and the height are 120, 120 pixels. So what we want to make it is, I want to use 180 by 180 pixels, right? That's the one that works best for me. So what I do is, this box now, what I use it to do is to try and measure the bleeding point of the area. That's the left, the top, and your left point. So what I do is I just drag a rule line and place it here. Now, if you don't have your ruler here, because that's where how you can draw your rule line. If you don't have your ruler, you just simply press Ctrl R and your ruler shows up. Then you can get this in. So just Ctrl R, you can get your ruler. Ctrl R, you get your ruler, or toggles on and off. So now I've gotten for the left, then I'll just drag this down. Now we've gotten for the top and the left point. We'll do the same for the bottom and the right. So how do we do it? We still just take the same, repeat what we did initially. Take the same box, place it down here, right? Right, then top and the right. Right? Now, the essence of this now is to give your work, to make sure that your work is aligned properly. You can do it when you're making an e-flyer or a, no matter the kind of job, this works now makes your, this, these rulers now make your work neater and easier to work on. Now, what I just did, I just added a ruler in the middle so that everything, I make sure that everything is aligned in the middle properly, or to the left or to the right properly, right? And that's that for that. Now we'll start up with this thing. Yeah, before I continue, the resources to all this are in the description below, so you can do well to download and follow as we go, right? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, let's continue. We go to our files, right? Then we'll start up with the background. Now, I like starting up with the background because the background is the base for every design, right? If the background is messed up, the whole design is messed up. Okay. Now, what we'll do first is we'll choose our gradient tool. We want to gradient it a little bit of gray and white. So I just use my gradient tool, which is here, or you can just click G on your keyboard to get the gradient tool. Then you select here, you select the gradient amount color you want. You click here, then choose the color. Like I'm going with an E9 E9 color code. Then use a pure white, which is FFFF. All right, I think this is okay with me. Then I click on OK. Then then you drag from the top to the bottom. Now make sure that your reverse is selected to get it the a pure gradient. So you just click from up and drag down, and that's it. So now we have our pure gradient there. Now leaving it plain white isn't bad. Leaving it the background to be plain white is not bad, but to give this feel of realism, I just added this gradient so that it looks real. Now we'll import our first background, which is the blue sky. So I just click on files. When I click on files, then I click on export on sorry, place embedded. Now place embedded is to place or import an item. So I just search for the blue sky, then I click on it, then place. Now we have our blue sky, but it's too blue, and I have a feeling that it's going to interfere with the document, and it wouldn't look nice. So what we'll do, we try and change the blending option. Now how do we do that? We'll come here in our layer panel right here, then we click the on the layer, which is the blue sky layer, then I click on this blending option. Now I select the one, you'd have to select the one that blends well with the background. What blends well with this background now is the soft light. So soft light blends very well with this, and we'll go for the soft light. Right now, you feel that it's not much too visible, but trust me, in the course of the lesson, you see why it's important to use this. Right now, to add more to the background, I'll still want to add some sky effect on the background so that to make it pop a bit. So we just go to our files, go to place embedded or again, then I select clouds. Now I place embedded. Now this is the cloud. It's, you feel how it's coming alive now, and the clouds are actually popping up a bit. Right now, these are clouds. I just place one here. All you need to do is just play around with it and see how well it goes. 10. Then I'll use my um eraser tool to erase some sharp edges so that it doesn't come out sharp. Right, so I just click on E or use the eraser tool, which is here. Then I create a layer mask. In subsequent videos, I'm going to tell you what layer mask works for. So I just scale it down a bit, then I clean this place up. Now you have your cloud. Then I duplicate the cloud. I just love how the effect the cloud is giving me. So I just push it up here a bit and increase it, right? Just push it up here a bit, and this one too, just push it up here. And yeah, we're good. So now I think we are done with the background. So I just select the whole layer for the background, group it, then me originally I don't like renaming this in. So I just change the background name to background. Normally, you know that we don't do these things, but for this video sake, we just have to convert it so you can access it properly. So we are done with the background, then we can lock it so that you don't select while trying to select another object, right? So we just lock our background layer. Now we import the logo, but first off, we'll make a box for the logo, like a placeholder for the logo. So we just use our rectangle tool like we did before. We'll draw a rectangle right in the middle, then we'll change the color. You can change the color in the properties bar. Just click on this, remove the stroke, click here, then this is where you can remove the stroke. This is where you can change the color of the stroke. This is where you can gradient the stroke, and here You can actually give it a pattern for the stroke. You do the same for the fill. Here is where you can change your fill color. So you just click on the fill color, and what we want is pure white. We don't want any interference with the logo. So we've gotten that. Now I want the edges of the logo to be curved, and this is where you can do that. Once you drag any part of the logo, it curves in. Now if you want it to be uniformly curved, you can click on this chain button right here, and it will curve the whole areas, right? But that's not what I want, so I'll just unchain it. Then I use 50 for 50 for the bottom left, right? Or let's say I use 200 for the bottom left, then 200 for the bottom right. Yeah, okay, that's too much. Let's try 150. 150. Okay, nice. So we have our rounded corners while quite nicely. Now we want to import our logo. We'll do the same we did before. You can actually drag from your file. You just open the file you want to drag from, then you just click on the file and drag into Photoshop. And we have our logo here. Now we'll just scale it down a bit, then put it here, place it here, then increase it a bit. All right, I think that fits there perfectly. Again, then we'll make the write up for the name, which is Abbas Laundry Services. So the font also is here. The font I used is also in the files below. And even if you want the file also, the file is there. The Photoshop file is there. You can use and just see how I arranged the stuff. Okay, now we change the color of this into the blue. You can change the color of the design by just clicking on color code, then you just hover the mouse around the place you want to change the color, then click on it. It picks the color. That's your color picker. Picks the color for you. Now, what's the name? It's ABBAS. All right. Abbas Laundry Service. So Abbas, I separated it because I don't want any discrepancies when it comes to this thing. So I want to change this now to capital letter. I've been having a lot of questions. How do you change to capital letter when you are on Photoshop? Because it's easier to do Shift F3 on other softwares, but Photoshop is quite different. So the shortcut is Control Shift K, and the thing turns everything to capital letters. So now we have it in capital letters, right? And now we place it here. We still have to increase the logo a bit, right? And draw it closer to the logo, to the name. All right. So now I'll just increase this. So the font, I'll change it to the font I'm using, then increase it a bit. All right. Then I duplicate it. Now you duplicate. If you want to quick duplicate, you just hold down your shift. You just hold down your shift. Just hold down your shift key and your alternate key and drag down. Now you've duplicated that thing. Better still, you just press Ctrl J, then drag down. That's how you duplicate. So change this to laundry, laundry. Then I don't want this to be bold. I put it as regular. Then I scale it down a bit. This is just to fit the this. So now I select and change this to services. Now I just reduce it a bit, just reduce the services a bit, right? And then I can it out a bit from here under the characters panel in your character. Then you just increase the kerning a bit, right? I think it works. Then I just reduce it again to fit both left and right. All right. So we are done with the logo. Now we go into the main stuff. First off, what we are going to do now, you can actually just select or group it, then double click on the group, then call it logo, call the folder logo. Then you can lock it if you want to, right? Then we go into the main design. So the write up is visit Abbas Laundry Services. So just put visit, sorry, visit. So pick them one by one and work with them as we go. So I remove the kerning for this zero. Then what I want to achieve is make I want to make I want to make the ABBA bigger, the ABBAs bigger, then the laundry services because that's the bone of the whole stuff. So I just select this and increase the font size a bit. Okay, I think that's enough. Then I increase it. Make sure that it's placed in the middle. Then I think we have the ABBAs ready. Then we can duplicate this. Then right. So I scale this up. I want this to be the biggest form hierarchy. So I just select this and place it in the middle also. Now I want to make this a bit bold. I select bold. Then place it here so that it fits nicely. Then scan it down a bit. Let's say 25. Yeah, so 25 is okay. Then I increase the this one. So now I would try and put some design in the laundry service, which I'll also duplicate to the Abbas. So I just go into your, once you have your layer selected, you go to your blending option, your layer styles, then you click on blending options. Now the thing brings up all this pane. This is where you style all your text or your shapes. This is where you can style them. We have drop shadow, you can give it an outer glow, you can give it a pattern overlay and the rest. So I'm just settling for satin to give it a certain feel. So if I increase the editing, you see it's a kind of bluish and blackish background. So just give it this bluish and just follow how I set the distance and the size to get this in. Yeah, so I feel this is okay by me. I feel this is okay, then I just okay it, and we have a very nice looking laundry here. Now I want to duplicate this effect that I had on the laundry on the visit app bars too. So what I'll do is I just hold down my shift key, my alternate key, click on the effects and drag on the ABBA visit abbas. Then it copies down there, right? So now what you just did, obviously you just copied the effects from one item or one layer to another. So you can actually copy an effect from one layer to another that easily. So we have Abbas Laundry. Okay, we put services down here. Okay, so just type services. So just scale it up a bit. Let's say we have 36. Right, 36 is okay. I'll just place it somewhere down here. Yeah, so we are done with this in. Now to the fun part. This is where things get interesting, where we want to place so I remove the logo. Let me shift the logo down a bit so it doesn't, yeah. So shift the logo down a bit and drag this up. All right. So now we want to give it some properties and design. So first off, I'll import my grass import place embedded, then grass field. I place it here. Now the grass field has already been the grass field has already been given a shadow, so no need to actually clear that out. So I'll just increase it a bit for it to cover some particular stuff, right? I think like that is okay. I'll just leave it. Then I import my blending, my what's it called, washing machine. Then place. All right. So here we have washing machine. So I think I'm gonna push this off a bit so that it doesn't cover up everything. Right. Okay. Like this is okay. And okay. I make this smaller so it doesn't take up all the space. Then bring it down a bit. Now I want to give it a shadow to like manipulate the pictures now, make everything fuse together nicely. Now what I do is just I use my brush tool, but before then I'm going to I'm going to use my brush tool. I'm going to create a new layer. You just create a new layer by clicking here, the create new layer button down in your layer panel, and the thing creates a new layer for you. You put it on beneath the right beneath the washing machine. Then you click on your brush tool. Now what you do is you right click, then you push this down to give it the flat effect. Then increase the brush size a bit. Make sure your opacity is let's say 50 something and the flow is 47. So you just paint gradually, right? You just you paint from the left to the right. While I'm doing this, I want to give it the first shadow, which is the thickest, which is the thickest. Now you see that this stuff is coming up nicely. First off, right? Okay, now we see that The machine is seated quite nicely. Then we can increase our brush, then give it an outer flow also. Right? Give it an outer flow. And yeah, it looks nice. Wow, this looks nice. Then I think we're done with the washing machine. So we go to our clothes that's by the machine. And first off, I want to import the water splash behind to give it more effect. So I just click on water and place. Now we have water from the behind. I would have to put it behind the grass field so that it doesn't affect anything. Then reduce it a bit. Right, reduce it a bit. Okay, this is nice. Maybe I will just um yeah, maybe I'll just use the splashy part. All right, here is good. So I use here, then increase it a bit. All right, okay. Then I'll duplicate it, right, and put it by the right too. Then flip it horizontal, flip horizontal and vertical. Then flip horizontal. All right. What I'll do is then I'll just rotate a bit, then place here so that it doesn't have the repetition of the previous one. Just trying to make it look different from this one, right? Increase this a bit. Okay, now I'll import the shirt tag. So arranged clothes, I move it to the top of the layer, then bring it down here, right? Now it looks good here. Looks good here. Then I'll do the same thing I did for the washing machine to give it that layer. But since this one is actually blending well with the grassy effect, all I just need to do, I don't need much to do. I just use my brush to paint in to paint in an extra layer. Let's just reduce it a bit. So I just increase the brush a bit, then just paint in. Be careful with your shadows so that it doesn't become too much. And that's fine. So now all I need to do now is to import the basket and the shirts, long sleeved shirts. So I import those also, the basket, the iron, and I just do this. So the shirt is here. So where does it go now? I think here is okay. I place it here. Yeah, looks good here. All right, then I create another layer and place it beneath the neatly arranged shirt. Then I add in some shadows, right? All right, so this is nice. All right, then I also import the baskets of clothes. Mhm. Alright, and place it above the orange shirts somewhere here. Now the shadow here is going to be a little bit tricky, but we're going to walk through that. Then I create a layer mask, place it under, then I increase it a bit for starters. Try to get the orientation, reduce it a bit. Then then I start painting in the thicker part of the basket. Right? Start painting it in. There we go. I think this is okay. I think that's okay. It sits perfectly. So we have our basket ready. Then the pressing iron. What is laundry without a pressing iron? So you place embedded also here. Then import it. Now just reduce it a bit. Place it close to the uniron shirts. I want it to go above the clothes. So we have our iron here. We have our iron here. I'll move it a bit close to the clothes. Now we create another brush. We create another layer for the brush strokes under the iron. So you just play around with this one, reduce the size, then try and make it sit perfectly here. So I'm just trying to give it a shadow that fits well with the ropes. I think that it's okay. All right, so we are done with the clothes and placements. Now it's not hard to achieve manipulations like this. Once you can walk around your shadows, you can actually do anything you want to. All right, I think we're done here with this. Then we go to the write-ups. Oops. Then we just draw a rectangle the across the design, remove the outline, then change the color to the brown color. It's best to use a color, like a color code of for the whole design, so that it doesn't look rowdy, so that the design doesn't look rowdy. Some people keep asking me, must you use one color? Yes, you must. Or at most you can use two colors or three, but using more than three colors makes the work kind of rowdy, and it wouldn't look nice, right? So now for write up, just bring this down a bit, then create another green box to be the holder. So now we unify the curves to make it equal. Then we change the colors to lemon green. We pick a color from this grids now. Maybe we use this one. This green looks nice. And okay, now we have our green colors, right? So you can place it here. Now duplicate it to this side as our contact. So here will be for our services, here will be for contact us, for phone numbers and the rest. So our type is our services. So I change the color to let's see white. Let's see if white works. Okay, then place it. Sorry, oops. Place it up here. So you select the both of them and align. You select the both of them. You select the object and the text, then you align them to the middle, like so. Then you do the same with the phone number. Say contact us. Alright. Then you align to the middle. Alright. So what we're going to do is going to shift this down a bit. Then we just copy out the services. Alright. Shrink it down a bit. Then use 14 as a font spacing, font size, sorry. Then paste. Now we have the write up for this. Now we're going to reduce the font a bit so that it doesn't spill over. Sorry, so let's see 13, 12. All right, like this is okay. All right, so we are good. I can just move this to the left a bit. Then I create maybe something like points by the left. I'll just draw a box here and duplicate. All right. Okay, we are good here. So now we just check for the this thing. We just include this now and the contact address. Then we are done. We'll just copy out the address and the phone number. That's the address. I just then this right the phone number. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment if you have any questions at all. Then I'm going to make the color bold. Right, I'm going to leave the password to the designs here on the video here. So do well to just stick around so that you don't miss the password. Okay, so we have our phone number, we have the address. Then I'll import the icons for that, for the phone number. All right. Then the icon for the phone number. Sorry. So we have both of them aligned here. So overall, this is how it's looking right now. I think it looks nice. So I'll just increase this a bit. All right. Just increase this a bit, and here we go. So there's no special thing. There we have a laundry flyer for business. So we can just go ahead and export, quick export and PSG, and there we have it. Now you have your laundry flyer. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to also comment. All right, till then, don't forget to keep creating. Bye bye.